Come on now, as a business YouTuber, we all knew this video was coming at one point or another. I just wanted to show up looking a bit more wise. No? Fine, but I want to do this right. No tricks, no bells and whistles, no sugarcoating, and no fancy editing. This won't be easy or quick, but it works and it's worth your time. I'll even tell you how this thumbnail happened. I had a period where I made $400 in 4 days video editing, and so I said 400 divided by $400 a day, and yeah, that checks out. That's it, so just stick around for a few minutes and let's talk, because with all of these ways I have made money with them personally. Is the title real? Yes, but I think there should be a quick preface to this. Making money has never been easy, nor will it ever be, because it's an exchange of value. I have to give you something that you value and appreciate for you to give me back money. If you don't appreciate it or value it, I won't get anything. And so for everything that I'm talking about here, you don't need exactly special equipment, because I'm sure most of us have a computer or access to one. But it does mean that you need to have a skill. And the better you are, the more you can make. So with that out the way, I'll naturally speak about the one, well, I'm most familiar with, video editing. Now, if you're a person that likes stories, maybe you wrote short stories, or you like reading novels, watching movies, films, all of that stuff, then it will suit you best, because that's the core idea of video editing. It's to create a story from a bunch of different footage that is mixed together, and you have to cut out the story from within it. It's not all the fancy graphics and animation and heads exploding and fires. Okay, but you may think to yourself, hey, I don't have a powerful PC, or even a PC at all. Maybe you just have your phone. You can still do it. You just need to switch up your strategy just a tiny bit. So instead of going after niches that are very heavily overproduced and edited, like maybe finance, business, documentaries, that sort of thing, you just need to go after niches and content that may have a lot of footage that just needs to be cut down into a cohesive story, or maybe just some subtitling. Think vlogs, podcasts, travel content, that sort of thing. Then you can just slowly save up the money that you need to move to a more powerful build if you want to expand into those areas and niches. And you may ask yourself, but how do I land clients? Man, you ask a lot of questions. But I remind myself and help you out as well. I'll summarize it here, but this video is a more complete version of that. But in short, reach out with a personalized message, show them that you know your stuff with a good portfolio and a sample tailored directly to them. Try to work within their needs as best as you can when it comes to negotiation time, and then just land them. But again, watch the video. The same steps I said apply in any of these ideas, really. The second one is creating thumbnails. Now, of course, this is a lot more visually oriented, so maybe if you like doodling, graphic design, you've made a few logos or like pattern designing, then this would be a very good fit for you. There's also the pro that usually making thumbnails is a lot less time intensive than video editing. So that means that you can create a lot more samples, you can reach out to a greater number of people. Easier to prove the quality of your work with things like A/B testing tools now, and with thumbnails usually going between 50 to 150, it becomes very feasible that you have a few YouTubers on hand that you just make thumbnails for once every couple of days or once every day, and you have that number locked in. Depending of course on the upload frequency of those creators, maybe they upload once a week, twice a week. Maybe they want to do A/B testing, so you have to make a couple of more thumbnails for them. The best people to reach out to for this would be already existing channels that are fairly well established, like think above 1K subscribers. Because it's very difficult to sell this kind of service for a business or an individual that doesn't already create content, and so they don't know the value of it, and you can't really convince them on it immediately. You need a lot of time to educate them on it if you want to go that route. For the third, it would be website design. Now this has a few things going into it, because you have a couple of routes when it comes to this. Either you can take already existing templates and then just tweak them and modify them according to the client's request. For example, my experience with this was just making a Shopify e-commerce store. I took one of the already existing templates and then just modified it and tweaked it according to the client's wants. At the time, I think it was like $10, which now I realize I was pretty much ripped off for the amount of time that went into it. The other route you can take is just really diving into the weeds and understanding the foundations and the basis behind it. Think using something like Webflow with a plan and then just diving into all the CSS, HTML and JavaScript that goes into it so you can make something that is perfectly tailored to the customer's wants. I'm getting my bachelor's in computer engineering, so I have a bit of background with this sort of thing. Getting sites to that level of customization. It has potential for a lot more money, but it has a way steeper learning curve, so that's something that you should keep in mind. But the good thing about it is that a lot more people want sites at this day and age. A lot of commerce has moved online, so you can find creators, businesses, companies hosting events, non-profits, all of them could be wanting a site, so you have a lot more people to target because of this age of digitalization. The fourth one would be tutoring, and I did this before the time of ChatGPT. I was basically helping people on assignments that they were stuck on and didn't know how to solve it, especially when it came to programming and math, because those are the things that I'm good at. I'm sure you could still get clients these days, but with ChatGPT I bet it's going to be a little bit harder. But it was good. At the time I made like $120 in one day. It was pretty nice. So studying Facebook groups, subreddits, libraries, those are the places I would look at if I was trying to offer that kind of service. And last but not least, get your keyboards and bellies out for this one, boys, because it is Discord related. It's the last gig I did before I moved on to, well, video editing. And it was programming. To be more specific, it was programming Discord bots. Now I'm sure you're asking to yourself, why would anyone in the world need this? Well, if you're a community manager for maybe a channel or a big multiplayer game, you could be running contests and you need a bot that has very specific rules and steps for it to trigger events and items, so the participants could do them and win. Well, that was my job. Obviously, no Discord bots exist for that level of niche application, and that's where you come in with your programming experience. Usually Python related. You get all of the specification of the things they need, program it into the bot, and they get a nice little neat package of all the things that they needed to do so it can do them on autopilot without them having to manually go through it. And boom, you get paid. I made like $110 off of this in total for like 2 gigs. But it wasn't that difficult technically, so if you like Discord and if you like programming, this would be pretty nice for you. Watch this video to get better tailored advice for starting a business, and watch that one to get clients. I have some goodies in the description, and I'd appreciate a subscribe because I'm trying to reach 1K by the end of the year. Bye!